Well, I would like to welcome everybody to King George. I'm Jody Wheaton, I'm principal here, and it's so lovely to have you here, and we're anxious to hear the announcement. I would like to introduce and welcome Marguerite Masterson, principal at Armour Heights, and she's brought students with her. We're so pleased to have old students returning and new ones here visiting with us. And now I'd like to turn it over to MPP Jeff Leo.
Thanks so much, Principal Weetug. Just would like to be with you today, and of course, with my elected colleagues, the chair of KPR, Kathy Abraham, trustees Bonner and Kitney, and of course, a wonderful delegation for the City of Peterborough today, as Worship Mayor Darrell Bennett, Councillors Gary Baldwin and Keith Rio representing Ashburnham Ward. This is a great opportunity. Of course, we all work together, the municipality and KPR, in order to plan effectively for education facilities to provide the best learning environment in which we can. Over the last number of months, I've had the opportunity in May to meet with Chair Abraham and trustees and staff of KPR to look at what their priorities are in terms of making funding announcements into new infrastructure, which really bodes well for the future. One of the important things that we do as governments, whether it's the Government of Canada, the Province of Ontario, the Municipality of Peterborough, is make those decisions in a cooperative, collaborative basis to make sure that we can make infrastructure investments that will help our community grow and prosper. From my perspective, I always think one of the best investments we make are investments in education. I know I always look back fondly at the teachers that I had at St. John the Baptist Elementary School and then Kenner Collegiate, the influence they had on my life and the influence your teachers will have in your lives as you move forward through the various steps of education. As I said, we're proud. Back in May, I had the opportunity, along with my federal MPPs, to meet with KPR to really look at priorities they had to continue to what KPR says the awesome education experience that they provide as students in each and every day. I always like to say too that the privilege that we have in this room to serve in public life, we really do stand on the shoulders of others that have gone before us to pave the way. Right here in Peterborough, we're particularly blessed to have what we've called over the years the series of royal schools that were built in this community, many, like King George here, well over 100 years old. But it does come to a fork in the road when we have to look ahead to renew our education infrastructure in communities and to make sure we continue each and every day to provide an education experience second to none. Arnie Duncan, who is President Barack Obama's education secretary, has visited Ontario of at least 5 times to see the things that we do right here in Ontario in terms of public education. And he has taken his ideas back to the President of the United States to look at ways that they can improve based on our positive experience to the American school system, which I think is so very important to us all. So with those introductory remarks, a person who I've come to admire greatly is the Education Minister of the Province of Ontario, Mitzi Hunter. Just to give you a background, Mitzi's had a very distinguished history in Toronto of working with a wide variety of community groups. She worked extensively with Mayor John Tory before Mr. Tory became mayor in 2014. John Tory headed the Toronto Action Group, and Mitzi Hunter was a key player in helping John Tory come up with policy ideas that would be reflected in his mayor's campaign, his successful mayor campaign in 2014. I also had the opportunity, just to decide, to knock on doors for Mitzi when she was running in a by-election in Scarborough-Gilwood. It was a great experience for me, to go into various parts of our riding and have those kind of conversations with the good folks in Toronto. She's a real leader in education, and I'm so darn proud to have her here in Peterborough today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Education, the Honourable Mitzi Hunter. Mitzi?
Thank you so much for that very warm introduction, and it's very exciting for me to be in Peterborough today. And good afternoon, boys and girls. It's very nice to see you, and I very much enjoyed just being in the classroom space. Always with students, it's one of the best aspects of my job. And I want to thank both principals for being here today, as well as trustees, counselors, and of course His Worship, the Mayor. This is just a very exciting moment, an exciting opportunity, and it works best when everyone can work together for the best interests of our students and our school community. And of course, today is Halloween, so it was very nice to see all of the students in their very bright themed outfits. As Minister of Education, it's my job to ensure that schools have modern learning spaces that are designed and equipped to better support student achievement and well-being. And I'm very pleased that today's announcement of a significant investment in high-quality modern schools throughout Eastern Ontario, and that's what we're focused on. I'm proud to say that our government is investing more than $25 million towards two brand new state-of-the-art schools, a major renovation, and one big move. Specifically, right here in Peterborough, we are funding a new elementary school for 647 students. In Smiths Falls, we're funding a new Catholic elementary school for 423 students. Over in Wendover, we are funding the move of 6 relocatable classrooms from École Secondaire Catholique Régionale de Hawkesbury to École Élémentaire Catholique Saint Joseph. This will help relieve local accommodation pressures. And lastly, in Whitney, we are funding a major renovation to St. Martin of Tours Catholic Elementary School to accommodate 26 elementary students from Whitney Public School. Each of these projects will deliver high-quality learning environments to serve students, families, and communities for generations to come. Our government is investing nearly $500 million in students and communities to build 28 new schools, 23 major additions and renovations, and 78 new licensed childcare rooms in schools. This will benefit more than 21,000 students in every region of the province. With modern learning spaces that are designed and equipped to better support student achievement and well-being, there is no question that better buildings mean better learning and brighter futures. Our government has invested more than $2.5 billion in new school infrastructure. This has resulted in nearly 155 new schools and more than 156 additions and renovations. All of these projects are part of the largest investments in public infrastructure in our province's history. We are investing about $160 billion over 12 years, supporting 110,000 jobs annually, resulting in hospitals, roads, bridges, transit, and of course, schools. And as Jeff has said, there is no greater investment than those that we are making in our schools. Because when we do so, we're investing in our students and in their success. It all starts in the classroom. Do you agree, boys and girls? So I want to thank you very, very much for having me here today at your school. And I want to congratulate you all once again on this very great news. Thank you so much.
That's excellent news. I'd like to call on Kathy Abraham, the chairperson of the board for Kawartha Pine Ridge Board.
Well, thank you very much, Principal Weetong. And on behalf of our level of local government, the Kawartha Pine Ridge District School Board, in particular my colleagues that are here with me today, Trustees Kitney and Bonner, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to you, Minister Hunter. I know you haven't been in this role for very long, and you've been incredibly busy. So we appreciate your presence here, and more importantly, we appreciate the investment the Ministry of Education is making in our students. The notification of funding for a new school is most welcome. It became clear during the review process last year that the board in this community wanted to provide a bright new learning opportunity for these students, and your investment and support of this school will enable us to do this. This will be the first new elementary school in Peterborough since Roger Nielsen, and the first new elementary school in East City since we opened Armour Heights, and that was a long time ago. It has been quite some time since the East City residents have had this opportunity, a new first-class learning environment for this and future generations of learners. This community knows that a safe, up-to-date learning environment is important to the success of our students, and they share in our excitement over all the possibilities that a new school brings. So thank you again for this wonderful news, for your investment in Kawartha Pine Ridge. And we also wanted to extend our appreciation to Jeff Leal for his continued support of public education, and in particular his support of this community and our students. Thank you so much, Jeff. So once again, Minister Hunter, we're looking forward to moving ahead with this project, which is now possible with this funding announcement. Perhaps you'll be able to join us for the grand opening in the months to come. And now I'd like to introduce to you the Mayor of Peterborough, Darrell Bennett.
Well, Minister Leal, Minister Hunter, what a pleasure it is to be here. Let me just take a moment, though, and take a long, hard look at the future of our community. You know who that is? That's all of you. You're the people that we do things for. You're the people who we do all the important decisions that go on in this community are meant to reflect our feeling towards your needs in the future. Now, when you go back to Armour Heights today, I want you to go and find those pictures on the wall, you know, those old pictures. Because 63 years ago, you'll see me as in a role as a student at Armour Heights School, big, tall, lanky kid. Didn't know a whole bunch about anything back then, and some people might say I still don't, but others might disagree. It's a marvelous experience. Armour Heights is where I had my public schooling, and that does take me back a long, long time. And yes, you're right, that was the last new school that has been built in this area for quite a number of years, too many to really dwell on. But it's important to recognize that we're building our future. The future has you in it. The future is ours to assist with. And through this new school, we're very, very, very excited for the prospects. So I thank you. Thank you immensely for being here. Thank you for your announcement. Jeffrey, as always, for the work you do in our community.
So I believe that we're going to call Greg Kidd up, Manager of Corporate Affairs. It's all.
Tweeting a picture, weren't you?
I think there was just some time on the agenda for questions. Steve, or Jordan, if you had any questions. I think there's just the two of you here. We can get a little after.
I think the capital amount is about, it's about $13 million, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
$13 million for the replacement of the two schools.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
When the announcement was made that he said, this is going to be a chance to, you know, as good as the two schools are, to really make a showcase school of enabling, because he got the natural resources right next door, to really make a chance to do the kind of school that the future needs. Is this part of the plan, or are we at that stage yet?
Well, we're very early stage, and perhaps the chair of the board would like to talk about the specific plans and designs. But what I want to say about this particular investment decision that we're making, and Mayor, I really appreciated your emphasis that this is about the future, and it's about our young people and our students, and that's why we're making these investments. And what I really liked about this project was the coordination and the cooperation amongst everybody, the two schools, obviously led by the board, and the municipality as well. It's really a terrific project.
Steve, if I may want to respond to this, is kind of companion to what happened. I remember it was my last term on council, 2000, 2003. And during that period of time, there were three schools that were closed: King Edward, Confederation, Grove School. We consolidated all three of those together to build a brand new Roger Nielsen School on the old Grove School site to provide a better learning experience in terms of students going there. And then, of course, in my particular case, where I went to elementary school, St. John the Baptist on Jane Street, it was closed. PVNCC, the Catholic Board, acquired the old Confederation School on Park Street, revigorated that site, and it became the new St. John School. But that only happened, with the City of Peterborough and City of Peterborough and the two boards working together in unison and in cooperation to make sure that all students had a much better learning environment.
Thanks, Jeff. And so we do know that when we all work together, we can do great things for kids, right? We also heard that during the review process, there's some specific things that these two school communities are interested in for this new build. And we're going to start the process now because we, just got the money. And we're going to start planning, and we'll be talking to our communities and talking to them about what it is they're interested in, because this is your school and we want it to be everything, but everything that you're looking for. But Jeff is right. Like these things only happen with the cooperation of all levels of government, the province, the city, and our school board. And so we're looking forward to that partnership going forward, and looking forward to seeing what we come up with for you future, whatever the new name of the school, students.
Is there a timeline?
Timeline? Not really, not yet.
Yeah,
it's listen, we will, now that we know how much money we have, we will hit the ground running, and, we want to do this sooner rather than later, so, yeah.
Okay. I think that's it.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.